fast and maybe slow.
Again, this is Tim on the Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Why is it 2 in the box today? Because we're doing a stream live, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on September 5th. We normally do our show at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, and we're going to be doing it through the entire season. But we couldn't do it today, so we're going to do the preview, the New York Giants preview show, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, September 5th. So hopefully you can jump in and join us. Can't wait to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Got a lot of good shows coming up, but today I wanted to do a quick video on Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas, when he came into the league from Georgia, 6'5", 315 pounds, he looked like the prototypical left tackle. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, well, this guy's better and this guy was better. No, when he came out of college, ranking, the scouting, and everything else, he looked like the prototypical left tackle. Hindsight is 20/20 every single time. But he had his issues, and he all of a sudden started turning it around towards the down the stretch in 2020, and he looked pretty good going throughout the training camp. But then he kind of hit a rough patch in preseason, and his technique, I don't know. Is it a technique? Is it a hands, feet issue? Is it the inability to outside the shoulders consistently? I mean, what's going on with Andrew Thomas? Now, I cannot tell you. I'm not in camp daily. But on year one, Andrew Thomas ranked second in the NFL with 57 pressures allowed. He ranked first with 40 pressures throughout the first 9 weeks. And the closest person to him was 33 pressures. He played better, of course, at the end of the season, but then he struggled against Baltimore and Arizona. Now, Baltimore, I can understand. And the Arizona game, the entire line struggled, basically. And Thomas gave up 11 pressures in those two games. He just didn't ever, to me, seem comfortable. He didn't seem confident. And then there was a stretch where it looked like he had a better technique. Now, maybe it was a firing of the offensive line coach. But towards the end of the season, he looked like he had a better technique working for him. He looked more like the guy in Georgia. He was kind of, he just felt like he was being more consistent. He seemed to be more balanced. He wasn't overextending himself on plays. He just seemed to be working more efficiently. And then all of a sudden, like I said, the wheels kind of fell off the bus. So there was signs of development for Andrew Thomas. But the question is, we were rolling through the preseason, and he looked good in his brief outing against the Jets. And then we kind of ran into the Patriots. Now, Thomas gave up a sack on the very first drive, of course. And again, if you watch him a little bit, he still seems to be inconsistent with his footwork. There's still, and I've said this before, there still seems to be this little stutter step. And I don't know if it's him thinking twice about the inside pass rush. I don't know. I don't know if it's a mindset. I don't know if it's an injury. I said it throughout last season that if you watched Andrew Thomas play, especially in that first 9 weeks, he just looked like he was a half a second slow off the ball. And you could attribute that to maybe the ankle injury, or we could attribute that to possibly him thinking too much and not relying on his natural ability. I don't know. I mean, if you look at when he gets into his stance, his hands are low. He's ready to attack. He seems to initially be balanced. He's got a great low center of gravity. It just doesn't make sense. But and I was trying to watch some of the film, and like I said, I never try to break down film, but I'm just trying to see, where the issue might be. And like I said, it's that stutter step that's killing me. And if you watch it, you could see it. Now, again, and it kind of seemed to come back in the Patriot game. And he seems slow, with edge rushers going to him on the outside. He just seems that way. Now, there's things that, again, it's preseason. It's preseason. And there was some good news in the Jet game. There was the play where basically he had the edge rusher coming on the outside, and he basically kind of shoved him, and and that allowed Mike Glennon to get rid of the football. He did a better job in the second half of creating, of creating a force between him and his defender. He cut off. If you take a look at some of the films, he cut off some of the inside angles. So I mean, it's interesting, and I am going to say this though. There was a couple plays where there was a miscommunication between the guard and Thomas. And I'm not. I can't keep thinking to myself, is Will Hernandez his kryptonite? Was Will Hernandez kryptonite to Nate Solder? I think about this sometimes. He started consistently playing last year when he was working with Shane Lemieux, who had a horrid season. No doubt about it. But the problem is, you put Will Hernandez back in, if something just happens. I don't know what it is. I just don't know if he's thinking too much. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but Nate Solder had the same problem with Will Hernandez. He needs to develop a better rhythm and timing when he's coming out of his stance. He hasn't done well, Thomas, really reacting to defenders' movements. Oh, we got the music coming in. I didn't think I was going to go this long, but I'm going to keep going long because that's what she said. He just doesn't seem at time to really, he's just not reacting well to when defenders slide. His reactionary quickness, he just seems slow. And it's the same thing he's not consistent with his hands and feet. He seems to lunge a lot. But like I said, it's the stutter step that kills me. And now I'm not saying that these things can't be fixed, but it's going to be the inconsistent play of Andrew Thomas that may hurt us and may hurt Daniel Jones. And I've said this before. You could say I'm a Daniel Jones hater. You could say whatever you want about that. I'm not a Daniel Jones hater. I understand the fact that if Daniel Jones does not play well, we are not going to win this year. And we've rolled the dice and put all the chips to the center of the table. So we have to play well. But that's what we need to focus on. And like I said, without Daniel Jones playing consistently, we're not gonna get there. And Daniel Jones is one of those quarterbacks that needs a clean pocket. I've said it before. He's not the point, like what I refer to as the point guard quarterback. He cannot create his own magic. He needs a lot of help around him. And that's what we're going to need to focus on. And giving him a clean pocket as much as humanly possible is going to be what we're going to need to do. I'm not throwing in the towel, Andrew Thomas. I think a lot of things he can, if it's a mental aspect, I think these things can be corrected, but we just have to kind of figure that out. Don't forget to join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on September 5th. We're going to do our New York Giants preview show, live stream. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could maybe subscribe, ring that bell, you know what it means. That'd be awesome.